From the harbor of Osaka to the docks of Hong Kong, from the back rooms of Bangkok to where the Triad belongs. This ain't the MAFIA they show you on the silver screen. This is older, colder, deeper. This is something in between. The East don't forgive. The East don't forget. The East just waits. They built their empires before the West knew what an empire was. Before the codes were written down, they were already the cause. Silk roads running red beneath the merchant and the monk. Every dynasty was just a cartel with a different trunk. The Yakuza with their rituals older than the law. The Triads with their heaven, earth, and man, and ancient code of war. The Tongs in San Francisco running Chinatown at night. The bamboo union in Taipei moving shadow in the light. I studied every one of them the way a scholar reads the dead. Not for imitation, for the architecture in my head. Because the Asian underground understood before the West that patience is the only strategy that passes every test. The Asian Mafia, older than the badge and the gun, ran the opium in the ocean before the West had begun. The Asian Mafia, honor wrapped in ceremony and blood, built cathedrals out of silence in the middle of the flood. The Asian Mafia, the dragon and the tiger and the crane. Every generation bleeds the same and builds again. The Asian Mafia. Unseen, never photographed, never documented, never in between. They tried to build a case on him for 17 straight years, left with nothing but frustration and a folder full of fears. Because Chan understood the first principle of lasting power. The man who's never visible is the man that cannot devour. He moved through the city like a rumor moves the rooms. Everyone had heard of him, but no one knew his tomb. In Tokyo, the oil bomb was about when Chan came through. In Macau, the casino flows would shift when Chan was due. Not from fear, from recognition of a mastery so deep that even rival dragons knew this was a skill they couldn't keep. Asian Mafia, older than the badge and the gun, ran the opium in the ocean before the West had begun. Asian Mafia, honor wrapped in ceremony and blood, built cathedrals out of silence in the middle of the flood. Asian Mafia, the dragon and the tiger and the crane. Every generation bleeds the same and builds again. Asian Mafia. Army at his back. Maybe every civilization started with a pack. The ones who write the history were once the ones who bled, and the ones who built the underground were building what we read. I don't romanticize the violence or the cost it took to climb, but I recognize the architecture of a more deliberate crime. The West built fast and burned fast like a fever in the wood. The East built slow and built forever, and the structure still stood. I walked the golden triangle once before I knew my name. Saw the poppy fields of sunrise burning gold like frozen flame. Met a man who ran 3 borders with a staff of 14 men. Said the secret is I'll never let the same face cross again. Rotate everything, the faces and the routes and the accounts. The moment something becomes familiar is the moment that it counts. He poured green tea into a cup that had no handle left. Said permanence is for the temples, we are masters of the depth. I sat with Triads in a basement off the coast of Kowloon. Heard him speak of loyalty the way men speak of the moon. Something constant that you navigate by but can never touch. Something that controls the tides without requiring mud. I'm a Gucci Gumi dressed in pinstripe, walk with grace. Never conducted business anywhere without a certain pace. Slow enough to show they weren't afraid of what might come. Fast enough to show the clock was always running from the drum. And so the shadows moved through underground like veins. In Shanghai, every penthouse had a basement with its chains. In Singapore, the surface was so clean it burned our eyes, but underneath the yogurt and the glass were all the ties. This was Asian, not the postcard and the shrine, but the ancient calculation running underneath the line. The place was sun and blood and discipline converge, where the most unlikely empires Triads always manage to emerge. So when they talk about the Mafia like it's a Western invention, like it was born in Sicily with ceremony and intention. Remember what was running underneath the rising eastern sun long before the Godfather. The dragon had already won. Asian Mafia. No beginning that the history books record. No ending that the living have yet seen. Just the code, just the patience.